What job is too boring for you? I used to work at a call center for a bank. I had to call people who had recently visited a branch and ask them to rate their experience. I had a script to follow, and I wasn't allowed to deviate from it. I had to ask questions like, did the teller greet you with a smile? And did the teller thank you for your business? I had to do this for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I wasn't allowed to hang up on people, even if they were rude or abusive. I had to stay on the line and try to calm them down. I wasn't allowed to take breaks, except for a 15-minute break every 2 hours. I wasn't allowed to leave my desk, even to go to the bathroom. I had to ask permission to go to the bathroom, and I was only allowed to go once every 2 hours. I wasn't allowed to talk to my coworkers, even during breaks. We weren't allowed to have personal items on our desks, like photos or plants. We weren't allowed to have food or drinks at our desks. We weren't allowed to listen to music or wear headphones. We weren't allowed to use the internet, except for work-related purposes. We weren't allowed to use our phones, even during breaks. We weren't allowed to leave the building during breaks. We weren't allowed to clock in or out early or late. We weren't allowed to take time off, except for pre-approved vacations. We weren't allowed to call in sick, unless we had a doctor's note. We weren't allowed to quit without giving 2 weeks' notice. We weren't allowed to talk about our job outside of work. We weren't allowed to talk about our salary or benefits. We weren't allowed to talk about our performance reviews. We weren't allowed to talk about our coworkers. We weren't allowed to talk about our managers. We weren't allowed to talk about anything.